We just try and take it one day at a time in this building. Try and get better throughout the week, game plan, go out there, work on our technique and craft on practice days, and then on the game, you go out there, you play, and after the game, you make adjustments and try and get better. So that's going to be an ongoing process throughout the season, and obviously it's going to be the same with Dallas this week.
With games like this where there's a lot of hype or a lot of stakes around it,
Mm-hmm.
I guess how have you seen Nick's approach kind of change over time when it comes to these games?
Yeah, I don't think your approach does change. I think most coaches, when external noise is higher or when excitement is high, coaches really try to reground guys into the basic fundamentals that allow you to be successful. Certainly the way you do it during the Super Bowl or big playoff games. The excitement and the energy on game day is going to be there. It's going to be there this game. It's going to be there for any game that has a lot of external hype around it. But the reality is, your technique, your how locked you are in mentally, how well you prepare during the week. All of these things are going to make the difference in how well you play. And you'll have excitement, you'll have energy, you'll have enthusiasm on game day. I think really what Nick will do and has done in the past is really just bring it back to what really truly allows you to be successful, so that you're kind of staying grounded.
It was a small sample size. You played some with Steen the other day. What did he show you out there?
He did a great job. 2-minute situation, not an easy situation to come in. And, underrated part of that, he's also, when you're away, the way we do our silent cadence, he's tapping. So not only is he going in there for the first 5 reps, he's tapping, coming back, trying to block a guy one-on-one. Deron Payne, who's been a pretty good player in the league for a long time. So I thought he did great. I don't think he had one, slip up when he was in there. Not getting to a lot of mentally difficult plays. It's 6-man protection. You're going to block the 3 technique. It's not that, complicated. But physically, he did a lot of great things. Mentally, he's a really smart kid. He's made a lot of progress since he's been here. He's a guy that's had to acclimate to a new position, having played tackle. He's been coming. We've seen him getting better and better out on the practice field. I think that everybody's really, really happy and excited for him to be able to go out there and play well. And, I think that, his stock's been on the rise the last few weeks. So he's got a lot of interesting traits, man. He's an athletic kid, has great feet, really good twitchiness to him, and operates in space well. Having played tackle, I think that's one of the things that is nice when you slide a guy inside. Too many guys coming out of college that play guard or center aren't used to the spacing or the type of athletes you see in the NFL. Whereas he was playing against some pretty good players out there on the edge in the SEC. So I think he's got a lot of intriguing things about him, and which is why the Eagles obviously drafted him. He's continuing to get better. Really, I like his mentality. He's just kind of, doesn't, not a lot of frills, man. Not a lot of, excuses, or there's so many people and players, there's I thought it was this, I thought, and I think that he's very much just to take coaching, and he just continues to bank things, learn, get better, improve. So he's doing a good job.
At the same time, the possibility of having Cam back this week.
Yeah.
How much would that help you guys?
Cam's a great player. It's the reason that he was the starter going into the season. He's, again, very, very, not the biggest guy, but on a different level, very athletic, very explosive, very powerful guy who's also very smart. And he's been able to get a lot of repetitions, whether it be at center or guard, to this point in his career. And he's a guy that is very locked in and understands what's happening, what we're trying to do. He works well with the guys next to him. So obviously, Cam, he's playing really, really well till he got hurt. So, we would love to have Cam back this week.
You played next to obviously a lot of different right guards. What do you want to know about that player, like when you're going to play next to him?
I got asked this out there by a good buddy that works upstairs in the building, but what has Tyler asked you about playing? And when you're the starter, it's your job to incorporate the player into the unit. he's got enough on his plate. He's trying to figure out what's happening. I'm playing, starting, or getting reps for the first time in the NFL. So how do I incorporate into this? My job is to over communicate with them, tell them how I want things done, or how we need to hit the block together, or how we're expecting something to happen. I think that when you're the guy that somebody is being brought in, it's my job to incorporate that player into it. So for me, everything is about overly communicating, what I'm seeing, accelerating his vision if I can, or assisting him in adjusting my game to him more than it is the other way around.
What's been your assessment of the run game lately? The run offense lately for you guys?
Well, it hasn't been good. Yeah. I think it's close. The run game's hard, and it's hard for a number of reasons. But a big reason why it's hard is to have a successful run play. Everybody needs to get their job done, and everybody needs to execute their block. That's why it's different. In the passing game, Jalen can throw it to A.J. Brown, probably going to have a good play, right? For us, you want a successful inside zone play, it's only as successful as the worst block of that play is going to be. So, in my opinion, we've been very close, but it's been one of those things where it's, this year, maybe the defense gets us on one, but then it's, this guy doesn't get his hat inside over here. This guy gets beat there. We don't hit it quite the way we want to here. It's been a kind of a little bit of all that. And I don't think it's any one person or group in particular. I think it's just, that's the way the run game is sometimes. It's something that we're definitely focusing on, and we're trying to make sure that we are all getting in sync and doing a better job. But yeah, we definitely haven't been as synced up as we'd like to be, or the standard that we hold ourselves to.
With the passing game going so well, how much of an urgency is there to get the running game going with how well you guys are doing with Jalen throwing?
Well, there's always an urgency to get it going. I don't know that how well you're doing throwing changes that. I think that we're always trying to improve and execute at a high level, regardless of what the passing game is doing. If anything, the passing game can kind of make you, well, who cares? We're just going to throw it to A.J. Brown. It's going to make a one-handed grab for a touchdown. I think we've been very much assisted as a offense by how well Jalen and the receivers have been playing. And I think that if we can get the ground game going like we have in the past or earlier this year, it'll only make us a more well-rounded, dynamic offense. So I think that for us, we're just trying to focus on improving our area and getting back to, I think, the standard that we're used to playing with here.
Winning Player of the Month, is that a pretty cool honor for you?
Most definitely, it's a huge honor. I'm truly blessed.
When you were in the off season this summer, what were some things you really wanted to work on?
Just my all around game. Just trying to be in shape more and more, doing stuff, working out, adding extra workouts, just building the endurance to play well later in the game. I think that's something that I focus on. Like I said early on, just focus on my mindset. Because it's pretty much mental, and so yeah.
It seems like the coaches were really appreciative that you already obviously had a great season last year, but that you were willing to put more work into it. Where does that come from?
Kind of was just how I was raised. Me having the desire to be one of the best to play this game. As soon as you stop working, as soon as you stop learning, you stop growing, and it's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to continue to push myself each and every day and challenge my teammates and continue to grow.
As this month is going on, it seemed like you kept saying, you don't care about the numbers. When you hear, though, 700 yards in a single month, what do you think of that?
The next game, the next opportunity. That's all I can focus on. I can't worry about what I did yesterday, last week, none of that last year. Got to come to work and keep growing. The guys in front of me who's defending me is just going to be as much as happy, to try to stop me. So I got to keep working, keep cleaning things up, and keep growing.
We saw it on Julio's TV, and you guys seem, all of you, seem to have a good time supporting each other. It's maybe an individual war, but how much do you guys feed off each other when you do well?
Man, they definitely showed me some love, man. But I kind of quieted down. You know, I told them we got to go to work today. You know, but they definitely showed love. We showed love to Julio. You know, he's the vet in the group. You know, to see him get in the end zone with us, you know, it meant a lot, as you can see. So yeah.
How'd they show you love?
Just telling me congratulations and let me break it down, like little stuff like that. But
Is that weird for you because like you're trying to downplay all the success in a way? And
I mean, it's not weird. It's not weird at all. I'm just I'm blessed, and I know my blessings come from, and also I just have to remain who I am, you know, and that is a person who is who don't worry about stuff like that, and like I said, because then you get surprised, and you get so high, then somebody come knock you off your pedestal. So if I can stay even killed the entire time, then I'll be just fine.
At what point in your career did you learn to not get too caught up in the highs?
I think my second or third game, my first game in the league, I had 100 yards, and I was like, okay, I can do this. And then I got humbled. You know, I think the next game, not the next game, but the next game, went against really good corners. I won't say who against who. But I had 4 yards, and definitely humbled me. And so it taught me right then and there, you know, I got to stay locked in and keep working. You know, the journey is never over. So,
In getting back to Julio real quick, the team put out that clip from 2 weeks ago of Jalen saying to Julio that he thought it was you. Or, I'm sorry, Jalen saying to you that he thought it was Julio. Knowing kind of the reverence that you had for him, what did you think when you heard that on the field?
I think Jalen was just fanboying.
Okay.
He'll be okay. Yeah, I said it. He know that's me. Julio been there a week. He didn't think that. But he'll get mad at me. I don't care.
AJ, in what ways did the way things ended last year set off sort of a chain of events that got you to where you're at now in terms of your level of production?
We didn't finish the way we wanted to last year. You know, just having that, you know, just buried in your heart. You know, it wasn't enough. So it's just like you got to go to work and you got to continue to grow. You know, we did some special things last year, but it wasn't enough. So it's just like, all right, what we got to do now? We got to work even harder. We got to push ourselves even more. So I think that's what we're doing, and continue to trying to take one step at a time and let the chips fall where they may. And you know, whenever we get to the postseason, you know, we'll do what we do.
How much do you enjoy the Cowboys rivalry?
I said last year I don't get caught up into the rivalry stuff, man. You know, I think our fans may get mad at me about this, but I come to do a job and go home. You know, and I'm not trying to play with that type of emotion when it's a rivalry. You know, I'm not trying to go back and forth with nobody. You know, I'm trying to go out here and do my job, execute, and go home. Simple as that.
I guess to kind of piggyback on a question that was asked before, when did you get to the point in your career where you're able to focus like that and not make something?
Come and get out of here. I did not know. You said when? Say it again.
So when did you get to the point in your career where you were able to stay locked in like that and not make a game in terms of a rivalry bigger than like what the fans made?
Yeah. So, quick story. You know, I grew up in Starkville, Mississippi, and I went to Ole Miss. You know, so I had to play against Mississippi State. You know, every year. So it can't get no bigger than that. You know, I used to get death threats and a whole bunch of stuff. So you know, I had to block all that stuff out. So in terms of the rivalry, Cowboys and you know, and the Eagles, Cowboys have never did nothing to me. So why would I be upset at them, or why would I hate them? You know, so I'm cool with a couple of players over there. You know, but when I step between the lines, yes, it's going to be war. But I don't get caught up into all that stuff, man. So.
Nick has mentioned that you've gotten faster as a receiver. Like, how does that happen at this stage of your career?
Run fast. You have to run fast and get faster.
Yeah, well, a lot of goes into it, I guess, right?
Yeah, a lot of training. You know, like pulling sleds, or you know, like I said, you have to run fast to run faster. And so, you know, running alongside people. You know, like this offseason, I was running competing with Jahan Dotson, who is way faster than me, but I beat him a couple of times with the time, stuff like that. So, just competing and having somebody that can push you too. So.
If I can circle back, I know you said Jalen was a fanboy, but he said that you pump your knees the way Julio does. Do you guys pump your knees similar when you run?
I try to, but not quite like Julio. Julio, he runs like a deer, So
And how do you run?
I don't know, not like a deer.
I feel pretty good. I mean, we got some, injuries on the O-line and stuff like that. So, when there's injuries, we need, other people to step up. So, I'm just trying to do my job. So,
I know it was only 6 snaps on Sunday, but what was it like to get out there on offense and get a little run?
It felt pretty good. I feel like the guys in the room and Coach Stout do a great job of just helping everybody prepare. So when I was out there, I felt pretty ready.
What is the feeling when you see a guy go down and you have to go on the field? Like, take us through just from the time you're on the sidelines watching and then boom, you're in.
Yeah. Just really.
Fast.
Yeah, it happens fast, but you always have that mindset that if something happens, you got to be ready to play. So just having that mindset, just anytime that a guy might go down or whatever the case is, you got to be ready to step in.
How'd you play?
I think I played okay. 6 plays, this 2-minute drive, so I felt pretty comfortable. Obviously having the guys around me helped me out a lot, so it felt good.
What are the challenges of coming in during the 2-minute situation and the defense knowing that you're primarily going to be pass blocking?
Yeah, I think that's probably the challenge, just the fact that the defense knows that it's going to be primarily pass plays, so just passing off, stunts and different blitzes and stuff like that. But again, like I said, when you have the guys around you that we have on our O-line, it makes it pretty easy.
But you're also responsible for the silent count, so added responsibility. How'd that go?
That's something we've been repping since camp, so it felt pretty normal.
What about, you got a perfect record now, 1 drive, 1 touchdown. Just running off the field after helping the team score a touchdown. What's that feeling like?
Yeah, it's awesome to get a chance to contribute. Is obviously a great feeling. And feeling like you get the chance to help the team win. That's obviously a great feeling. So it's pretty cool.
What's it been like in that offensive line room? But being the first one, how that Lane, Jordan, all those other guys helped you out along the way?
Man, they help me out all the time. They try to encourage me and stuff like that. I'll give me like little tips and pointers and stuff like that. They've been playing the game for a long time and they've been playing it really well. So definitely, if they have anything to tell me, I'm gonna be open to it. So
has the NFL been what you expected as a rookie coming in?
Yeah, I think for the most part, at the end of the day, it's football. You know what I'm saying? It's something that I've been doing for a while. So, obviously some things that are different, but at the end of the day, it's football. So.
In talking to Jordan, he said you do a good job taking shit from Stout.
Yeah.
For his words, what's that experience like?
It's a pretty cool experience because Coach Stout, he obviously he wants all of his players to do well. So that's where it's coming from. It's not coming from a place of malice. So, it's cool. Yeah.
What have they told you about this Eagles-Cowboys rivalry? What have other players told you about it?
That's kind of one of the first things I heard about. Just as soon as I stepped into the building, I know it's a really hated rivalry. A lot of tension between the two teams. So that's exciting. Can't wait for it.
As you prepare for the Cowboys this week, what kinds of challenges does Micah Parsons present in his ability to line up pretty much wherever?
Yeah, obviously he's a really good player, and we've been working. The guys we played. I haven't, but we got a lot of people that have played against him before. So, obviously they have their insights and stuff like that, and I think the coaches are doing a great job of just helping us be prepared for him in the defense.
In camp, we saw you play multiple positions. What kind of strides have you made at right guard in particular since the camp?
Yeah, I feel like I've made just strides as far as just understanding the offense a little better and things like that, and the technique and things. It's a little different playing tackle and guard. It's some different things you got to focus on, different keys and things like that. So I just think getting a better understanding of the offense has helped me out.
What is the biggest difference playing outside and moving inside?
I feel at tackle you have a lot of space, and so at guard at times it feels like you're a little just cramped up a little bit, you don't want to step on people's feet and things like that, and also you're going against bigger bodies, so different body types and things like that, so it could be bigger people, but maybe not as quick, or while you're outside, it's really fast people, but maybe not as big. So.